Cross.
Yes. Good afternoon, Detective. I want to talk about the video that the state had played of the Honda Civic, and then you described that the person inside the car, you said, is lighter skin tone, correct?
Correct.
And you got to admit that the conditions at this time it's pretty rainy at that point, right?
Correct, it is.
I mean, if you could see in the video that it looks like some of the lights that are reflecting from like the street lights are kind of bouncing off the car, right?
Yes.
And that window of the Honda is rolled closed, correct?
It appears to be closed, yes.
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, but best guess is that it's probably rolled closed, correct?
Yes, it appears to be closed.
And in that video, are you able to determine the hair color of the individual driving?
No.
Are you able to determine the hair length?
No.
Whether the individual is wearing a hat?
No.
Or a beanie or some sort of, something on their head?
No.
Are you able to determine, you said that it appears that he's wearing dark clothing, correct?
Correct.
Do you know what color? Black, gray, brown?
I would say dark clothing. By looking at the video, I believe it's black.
Okay. And are you able to tell if it's a shirt, a jacket, sweater?
No, you cannot. You can just tell that really all that was visible, like I had testified earlier, was the hand. So based off of that, I would surmise that it would be a long sleeve of some sort. But no, you cannot.
Well, I mean, it could. Can you tell if the individual is wearing gloves? Because that could explain why it's lighter.
No, you cannot see if they're a light colored glove.
Okay, and you weren't able to determine the height of the individual driving that car, correct?
The height of the driver? Yeah. No.
Or the weight?
No.
And did you observe any distinct tattoos?
No, I did not.
And when do you recall when you reviewed this video, or when you had obtained it and actually reviewed it for yourself?
I believe my report says April 10th.
Okay, and had Mr. Anderson been arrested before that time?
I can't recall.
Are you aware whether you knew what Mr. Anderson looked like before you had reviewed that video?
Yes, I was.
Okay, nothing further.
State?
Nothing else.
Thank you, Detective.
Thank you.
State your next witness.
Detective Ryan Bergemann.
You give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please be seated. State spell your name for the record.
Ryan, R-Y-A-N, Bergman, B-E-R-G-E-M-A-N-N.
Are you a detective with the Milwaukee Police Department's homicide unit?
Yes,
How long have you worked for the department?
since April of 2003.
Through your work as a detective, do you oftentimes find it useful to recover video from Milwaukee County Transit System buses?
Yes,
In fact, so much that they've actually given your department access to their camera system. Is that a fair statement?
correct. I believe there's 6 of us that have access to that.
And were you a participant in the investigation into the disappearance of Sade Robinson in the form of trying to see if any Milwaukee County Transit bus video could assist?
Yes,
Did you recover videos from the Milwaukee County Transit System?
I did.
Did they show anything of note?
They did.
There were 2 buses in particular that you recovered video from, is that right?
Correct.
Can you tell the jury what 2 bus routes those were?
Sure. The first bus video that I would have recovered was from bus Route 57, and that would have been the bus that traveled at the time westbound on West Lisbon Avenue. And then the second bus that I would have recovered would have been the 35 route bus, and that would have been the bus that traveled southbound on North 35th Street.
I have exhibit 225 on the screen here. The bus that travels down Lisbon, that's what you were talking about?
Correct, it's actually they call it the Walnut/Appleton route bus, but it travels down Lisbon.
Because Lisbon turns into Walnut somewhere around 24th, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna bring up exhibit 203 on the screen. Can you see that, Detective?
Yes.
What are we looking at?
So this is, there's 4 cameras that I captured off of this bus. This is the bus that was traveling westbound on West Lisbon Avenue. It is currently at the intersection of Lisbon and North 27th Street, going
Facing-
westbound.
Going westbound,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
And really small at the bottom here is what?
So that would be the time and date stamp. It says 4/2 of 2024, and it's marked at 7:29 and 24 seconds, so 7 in the morning, 7:29 in the morning.
You're aware that her vehicle was set on fire somewhere around 7:30 a.m., correct?
Correct.
Why don't you summarize what exactly we're gonna see here?
Sure. The bus is going to continue going westbound along West Lisbon Avenue here. And as we approach 29th Street, North 29th Street, you'll see a blue building. And then along the north side sidewalk, you'll see 2 females walking westbound. And then as it keeps on going westbound, you'll see an individual coming out of the yards between, it would be the 2900 block of West Lisbon. And then you will see a vehicle, Ms. Robinson's vehicle, in the background, and you will see a flame that starts in the passenger compartment of that vehicle.
And what you just summarized is captured on not just this camera video angle, but a summary of what the cameras from this bus
Correct.
depict. Okay. I'm gonna play this. It is queued up to April 2nd, 2024 at 7:29:24. All right, we're heading west.
Yes, and then the blue building on the right side of the screen is the blue building I referred to. Those will be the 2 females walking along the sidewalk westbound. And then shortly you'll see a male subject approach out of those yards between the white building and the blue building. Right there.
I paused it at 7:30 and 02, and if you look off to the right side of the screen, what can you see here?
That is Miss Robinson's vehicle, and the fire appears to be just starting inside the passenger compartment of that vehicle.
This is the subject here that I'm circling with my mouse that you were referencing walking out?
Yes.
Is there a microphone up by you, a handheld one?
Yes.
Are you able to go by the TV screen and point out what you're seeing as we're playing through this?
Sure. If I can turn this.
Be honest.
I'm gonna back it up here to 7:29:55.
So the 2 females are walking westbound along the sidewalk, one with a black and white umbrella, the other one with a blue jacket with the number 23 on it. And then to the right side of the screen is Miss Robinson's vehicle. You can see the fire is starting in the passenger compartment of that vehicle. And then in front of the 2 females, there's a subject, a male subject wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and a large camouflage backpack.
At some point in maybe this clip or other clips from the same exact bus, are you able to tell any demographics about that individual with the backpack?
Yes, it would be outside the curb side view of this bus video.
Okay, I'm gonna keep playing the video. Pause there. Are you able to tell anything about his shoes there?
Yes, you can tell that it has a white bottom sole, and then there's a darker top part of the shoe, and then also dark pants.
I'm gonna move over to the curbside. All right, so I'm on the curbside view now.
Yes,
This is the woman with the umbrella up here.
correct.
The woman with the LeBron James jacket is behind this tree.
Yes,
Okay, playing from there. 7:30:06. Do you see the subject with the backpack?
yes. So you can see the backpack a little bit more clear here. It's going to be a tan camouflage backpack. And then you can also see that the tops of his shoes are also that almost similar tan color.
And as I advance the video, the bus has now passed, what, 30th Street?
Correct.
And what do you see in the upper left?
That would be the car, Miss Robinson's vehicle becoming more engulfed in flames.
Okay. I'm gonna go back again to 7:30. '02. And play from there, frame by frame.
Did you want me to narrate it again, or?
Yes, please.
So the LeBron James jacket is continuing to walk westbound. She appears to look to her right, which would be north. And then the male subject comes out of that lot and stands next to the bus. And then as the bus passes, he crosses the street, which would be southbound across Lisbon.
Sorry about that. Go frame by frame forward. This is on the curbside view.
Yes, and you can see the female with the 23 jacket is looking towards the car fire. The subject with the umbrella continues to walk westbound. I believe she stops as she sees the fire also. And that would be the male subject with the tan backpack. Appears he's waiting for the bus to pass him so he can cross the street. And then we see the car engulfed or starting to be engulfed in flames on the left side of the screen.
If I go to the other side of the bus, what can you see?
So on this would be called the street side camera, and we see that same individual now behind the bus, and he's crossing southbound across Lisbon Avenue to the south side of the street. And that would be 30th Street is that intersection right there, North 30th and Lisbon.
Stopped the video at 7:30:23. Let's talk about the 35th Street bus.
Yes.
Where does that bus travel to and from, if you know?
It's all along North 35th Street. The video that I had got, it was just north of 35th and Lisbon, and then on the video I got from 8:11 a.m. all the way to 8:36 a.m. for that date. So it travels all the way to the south side of Milwaukee, south of Oklahoma, probably even to Howard. It just continues on 35th Street.
Is 35th Street one of the main, I guess, roads that connects the north side to the south side?
Yes,
There's a viaduct that goes over the Miller Valley?
yes.
Okay, what are the other ones?
We would have 27th Street would be one. 16th Street travels pretty far, but 27th, 35th, And then you would also have 43rd, which would be Miller Parkway, Sherman Boulevard. Those would probably be your main ones.
Are you aware of what Mr. Anderson's listed residence was?
Yes.
Where was that?
I believe it was the 3100 block of South 39th.
Okay, how far away would that be from where one could get off of the bus that travels on 35th Street?
So the two options to get off on around that address would be on 35th in Oklahoma and then 35th in Ohio, which is, I believe, the 3300 block.
A logical bus route to take if you were on 35th in Lisbon and you wanted to get to the 3100 block of South 39th Street, what bus would you take?
The 35th Street bus.
Okay. I have the next bus video queued up. This is the 35th Street bus. I have it timed at, I'm gonna back it up a little bit here. 8:11:55. Can you orient us a little bit? What are we looking at?
Sure. The bus here would be looking southbound. It's traveling in a southbound direction. We're on North 35th Street, and then we would be approaching, I believe the lights are going to be Lisbon.
You aware of video that was found showing a subject waiting for the bus at 35th and Lisbon?
Yes.
Tell us what you were aware of when you were looking for this.
So this video I had found prior to that. Once we see the subject standing on the corner, then we went and retrieved more video regarding that. But this was the first video that I found on the bus, and then we retrieved more. But it shows the subject walking to the corner here and waiting for the bus.
Not this video, the video that you were aware of.
Correct.
Thank you. Pause the video. Do you see anyone on this frame that looks familiar from the last bus video we saw?
Yes.
Point them out, please.
Sure. He is wearing the black hooded sweatshirt. He has the brown, you can see the brown shoulder straps for a backpack, black pants, the brownish color top of the shoe, white soles, and then it's the same guy that we saw earlier.
Going over to the, what is this camera?
So there's 10 different cameras that I downloaded off this bus. You have 4 exterior cameras. You have the windshield, curbside, street side, and then you have a rear facing camera. And then there's 6 interior cameras on this one. So the one we were looking at just a minute ago was the windshield camera. This would be called the front door camera.
And there's also cameras that face back into the bus where the passengers sit?
Correct. And then on the interior cameras, there is audio.
Okay. Let me make sure I have that on. And what time are we looking at here? Oh, it'll come back. There it is.
It is 8:12 and 15 seconds, so 8:12 in the morning.
Playing from that timestamp. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it not extended. No.
Appreciate that, Bill. Yep. Yeah, you running last week, man. I hear you did. What about you?
I'm gonna go full screen and play it again.
Yeah, you running last week, man. I hear you did. What about you? Huh? Knock it out.
All right, detective, the subject did what in those clips?
He enters the bus, he puts $2 into the machine, and he asks the bus driver if the bus is going south. And the bus driver tells him that it is.
Okay. He then goes in the back and sits down?
Correct.
And are you able to see clearly the clothing he's wearing now?
Yes.
Have you watched this entire clip from when he sits down until he gets off the bus?
I have.
Does he ever pull a phone out?
He does not.
I'm gonna play through I'm gonna skip through this, but play various clips, starting at 8:13:34.
Route 35.
Paused at 8:13:52. We'll jump ahead, 8:15. Paused at 8:15:18, just sitting there.
Yes.
Let's go ahead, 8:17. Paused at 8:17:19. Let's go up to 8:20. Paused at 8:21. We'll go ahead. 8:24. Go ahead to 8:27. And all this time, Detective, where's the bus going?
Southbound on 35th Street.
Okay, and you'd be able to see that on the front camera, right?
Correct.
Paused at 8:28:04. Playing at 8:28:52. Paused at 8:29:07. Playing at 8:30:06. Paused at 8:30:21. Playing at 8:31:25. Paused at 8:31:36. Playing at 8:33:11.
Thank you, bus driver. Have a good
Paused at 8:33:35. What's happening now?
He is approaching the front door of the bus to get off.
Stop requested.
Paused at 8:33:40. You're able to see on the sweatshirt a little emblem on the left sleeve here?
Yes.
Okay.
Follow, Ohio. Alberta College.
Paused at 8:34:02. What happened there?
He approaches the driver and asks him if he minds if he gets off there. The bus is currently in the middle of the street, so he would not let him get off there. The street directly before this is West Lakefield, and then the next stop that the bus driver is going to stop at, that there is a stop, is going to be on Ohio.
Showing you Exhibit 204. What is that?
That is the subject that's on the bus.
That's a screenshot of the bus video we just watched.
It is.
Move 204 in.
Any objection?
No.
It's received.
Pass to publish.
Go right ahead.
That's 204. Oh.
Yes,
Do you see that person in court today?
I do.
You identify him by where he's seated and what he's wearing.
He's seated at the defense counsel's table wearing a blue button-up shirt with the white t-shirt underneath it.
I'd ask the record to reflect that the detective identified Maxwell Anderson.
Any objection?
I'm not going to comment on that.
The record will so reflect.
All right, I've moved it to the video, kind of shows the door where he got on, right?
Yes.
Hi, can I help you?
No, in the middle of the street.
Let me back that up because the video went out.
No, in the middle of the street.
He asked the bus driver what?
If he could get out there, and the bus driver tells him, no, we're in the middle of the street.
And if we look at the front, where are we?
This would basically be Lakefield, and then as you continue through it, you go to Ohio.
Okay. Is this near the address of 3161 South 39th Street?
Yes, I believe Lakefield is a 3200 block, is either the 31 or 3200 block. It's Oklahoma, Lakefield, and then I think Rustic in Ohio, some type of order.
Is Euclid in there?
Euclid is also, sorry.
Okay. Paused it.
Next block. As well.
He's exited the bus?
Yes.
And then what direction does he walk?
He starts walking northbound back towards West Lakefield.
Okay, which camera would that be on?
That one, the curbside, sorry.
Okay.
And then, can I stand up and just point where Lakefield is?
Yes.
So, this is along South 35th Street, and then this intersection here is West Lakefield.
If you were to go to 3161 South 39th Street, what would be the best route to walk to off of this bus?
The quickest way would be either Ohio or up West Lakefield.
Okay. I'm gonna play from 8:34:54. I have it on the curbside camera. This one doesn't have audio, right?
Correct. So the subject continues to walk northbound along 35th Street, and then he goes out of range.
I'm gonna bring up a map that's already been introduced and admitted as Exhibit 443.